Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. I now call this regular board meeting to order. We will begin with our land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we're on Treaty 6 territory, a traditional meeting ground, gathering place, and traveling route to the Cree, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Métis, Dene, Nakota Sioux, and Anishinaabe. We acknowledge all the many Indigenous nations, Métis and Inuit, whose footsteps have marked these lands for time immemorial. We respect the treaties that were made on these territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to move forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in the spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. Okay, so the first item on the agenda is consideration of the agenda. Are there any changes or additions? Seeing none, may I have a motion that the agenda for December 17, 2025 regular board meeting be approved as presented? Trustee Johnson?
No, I'm sorry. I would like to add memorial for Terry Gunderson under new business, please.
Okay.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yep, I am okay with that. You betcha.
Okay,
And you're prepared to speak on that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. With that change, may I have a motion that the agenda for December 17, 2025 regular board meeting be approved as presented? Trustee Ware, seconder. Trustee Johnson. All in favor? Motion carried. The next item is approval of the minutes from December 3rd, 2025 regular board meeting. Are there any errors, omissions, or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, may I have a motion that the minutes of the December 3rd, 2025 regular board meeting be approved as presented? Trustee Johnson, thank you. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Trustee. The motion on the floor is that the minutes be approved as presented. All in favor? Thank you. Motion carried. For the, we do have two trustees joining us online, and for the sake of voting, we will, if you're online, I would say if you don't say anything, we will assume that you're voting in favor. If you are voting as opposed, we would ask that you raise your hand and speak up. All right, next up is committee reports, starting with Facility and Finance Committee from December 3rd. And I believe Trustee Eckert is going to give us a summary.
For sure. So it was a pretty busy day. We went over a few different things regarding some of the infrastructure maintenance, some of the more exciting things, I think, were details about the new Norwood update, and Superintendent Wake and Secretary Treasurer Reid met with the architects regarding some of the changes to our design and the addition of more gymnasium space. The revised design was sent to the City of Wetaskiwin to go along with the request for financial support. That discussion had begun prior to the election, so that was sent on to have the new board have a look at it as a whole. So they've gotten that. We will be putting it out to the public in the new year with more details. We talked about the Griffith Scott accessibility and keeping things accessible on their playgrounds for their students there, and some of the updates in that build with a ramp and playground structures. We approved the finance information and, yeah, that's kind of a brief summary of that.
All right, thank you, trustee Eckert.
So I have a recommended motion that the November 2025 trustee expense claims be approved as presented.
All right, thank you, trustee Eckert. Do I have a seconder? Trustee Johnson, thank you. The motion on the floor is that the November 2025 trustee expense claims be approved as presented. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you, trustee Eckert.
And I also have another motion coming out of that meeting that the minutes of the Facilities and Finance Committee meeting of December the 3rd, 2025 be accepted as presented.
All right, thank you, trustee Eckert. Do I have a seconder?
Yeah.
Thank you, trustee Ware. The motion on the floor is that the minutes of the Facility and Finance Committee meeting held December 3rd, 2025 be accepted as presented. All in favor? All right, motion is carried. Okay, moving on to Education Committee. And I believe that's you again, trustee Eckert.
Yeah, so that was a great day. We got to tour over to the Wetaskiwin Com, where we got to see the hustling and bustling in the kitchen with their nutrition program that sends out breakfast and food supports to all the schools across our division. So that was pretty neat to see, and I appreciated getting to see all the bins, all organized, all labeled, all packed and ready to go. The apples looked delicious in there. It was a really good field trip for us. I think we all enjoyed the tour. So much to see with the CTF programs, and yeah. We also talked about our AERR report, which is our Alberta Educational,
Your assurance report.
Yeah, the assurance report, okay. And a lot of stuff came out of that. Do we want to talk about everybody, like what we got out of that now, or do you want to just have my put the motions through now, Chair Dorchester?
You could put the motion through, and then once it's on the floor,
Sure.
then people can comment on the annual education report.
Perfect, we'll do that. So my recommended motion is that the annual AERR, the annual education results report, be approved as presented.
All right, thank you, trustee Eckert. Do I have a seconder? Trustee Johnson, thank you. The motion on the floor is that the annual education results report be approved as presented. Is there any discussion? Trustee Johnson.
We know we have work to do in a number of areas. We all know by being present in our schools, the work that goes into helping our students. So we are in a place where we are making every attempt to improve those results. That has been our goal for the last, it was the long-term goal of the last board, and we still have work to do, and we intend to follow through with that work. I appreciate the way that these results have lit a fire under some teachers and some administrative staff that we have, that we have a road that we need to travel, and we need to start that journey with small steps.
Thank you. Thank you, trustee Johnson. Trustee Ware?
Yeah, thank you. So having looked at these for over a decade and looking, the way this is laid out to us year by year, looking at those results going up and up and up in many, many categories, I'm just really proud of us. I'm proud of our staff, not only for all the work that they've done compiling the information they bring to us, but for the care and attention they take to filling in gaps when there's an illness and a big strike, and just the attention they spend on hitting the big rocks, trying to catch everybody up. It's evident we are doing a good job, I'm assured, and I'm really proud of us for this.
Thank you. Trustee Aker.
So I made it like just a couple brief
You bet.
notes, just that I thought was highlightable. So I found that the diploma results to be a highlight for WRPS. And I found that those results were all mostly, not 100%, but mostly above the provincial averages, which I think is fantastic. And I think that shows when you talk to some of the university and college students that have left WRPS and they go on and they say how well they are doing in their courses when they have left WRPS. I think that shows that the education they received here really it really set them up to succeed there. And maybe they didn't feel as successful here, but when they move on with like-minded cohorts and taking courses that they're interested in, they really, really thrive. So my concern though is for our absentee rates, which we discussed, especially for the grade 9 and 10 age group. It is hard to teach those students when there isn't a body in the seat that they can reach, right? Like you can't teach who's not there. I found that WRPS has a lot of innovative programming to engage students in a variety of learning options. And there's a lot of programming variety that really reaches artsy-fartsy, hands-on learners. Like there is a lot there. Perhaps in the future, we could push out a simple but informative, like a snapshot of information that will keep all of our community informed of some of the various ways to achieve credits, utilize the Calmar Collegiate Partnership, gain work experience, and the list goes on from there. Not all parents might be in a place in life where they are looking for this information or are ready to receive it and help their children. But in pushing out simple, easy snapshots of what WRPS has to offer, perhaps an aunt and uncle will see it, learn about it, and they can be the voice that reaches some of these lost students to help guide them in continuing on and finishing their education with us, because it really takes a village. So we're all in this.
Awesome. Thank you. Trustee Lethbridge.
I just want to say that I really appreciated how the report was put together, how well it was. I mean, everyone spent the whole day with us. The people that made the report spent the whole day with us explaining the report. And especially as a new trustee, I didn't see all the behind the scenes things. And I just want to thank those people that put it forward to us in such an understanding, in a way that it could be understood, not understanding. But it was a real eye-opener for me to see all the behind-the-scenes work that happened to that.
Thank you. Great. Any other comments? Okay.
I thought your message was great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that you informed the public just of everything that they need to know in terms of how we understand the AERR results.
Right.
And I appreciate that you took the time to do that.
Well, thank you for saying that. And just so we're clear, if and when this report is approved, will it be available on our
It is
website?
posted on the website. It'll be where all schools can access it. It'll be attached with the same documents that our 3-year education plan is as well.
Right.
Just to make sure that they're basically 2 documents that do intersect with each other. One says, here's what the results are, here's what our plans are. But the reality is also is that that AERR document, as well as our education plan, is subject to change throughout the year. Like, we know when you get your pats and your dips in the cities, whatever, but as we start to maybe, or when there's things that we are changing or some initiatives that we're trying, that it could be captured in those reports.
Thank you. Okay, so just to recap, so the motion on the floor is that the annual education results report be approved as presented. All in favor? Okay, thank you. The motion is carried.
I do have another motion for that, trustee Dorchester.
Okay,
And it's that the minutes of the Education Committee held on December the 10th, 2025 be accepted as presented.
great. Thank you, trustee Eichert. Do I have a seconder? Trustee Lethbridge, thank you. Motion on the floor is the minutes of the Education Committee held on December 10th, 2025 be accepted as presented. All in favor? Right, thank you. That is carried. I think now we'll go back to new business and the new business item, memorial for Terry Gunderson and trustee Johnson.
As you know, Terry Gunderson passed away this weekend, and Terry was a big part of my education as a trustee over the years. He worked for ASBA for a very long time, and he worked with our board a lot of times. And he was always very balanced, very fair, very open-minded. He helped us with our search for superintendents at one point. He brought us the candidates and their qualifications, and we were allowed to meet with them. And that is our biggest job. He is our only employee.
Evaluations.
And yeah, he came and helped us with our, not only our superintendent evaluations, but our board evaluations. I would ask that the board chair and vice chair at least sign a card to his family on behalf of the board. And I know it's Christmas time and I know it's busy, but I also know we have cards in the office. So I would like to sign if that's okay.
We'll just do
Oh,
that.
Just do that.
Okay.
You will, you betcha. And-
Okay.
And I'll resume the chair. Thank you.
Okay. I'm happy there.
Okay, you betcha. Moving on to board, well, we had board representative reports. We are gonna put the council, a school council student achievement piece on hold until January. Board chair reports. So if you look around the table now, we're all dressed very festively. We don't dress like this all the time. It's just thank you, Superintendent Wake, for suggesting this to get us in the Christmas spirit. It's awesome. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to extend warm Christmas wishes to all students, families, staff, and community partners across our division. Thank you for your support throughout the year and for the care, commitment, and collaboration that helps our schools remain welcoming places of learning and belonging. May your Christmas season be filled with peace, good health, and time well spent with family and friends. May the new year bring renewed energy and optimism for the months ahead. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Christmas.
So I have a few good news items. First one being Hope Mission Christmas Break Hot Meals. Hope Mission is hosting a free Christmas Break Hot Meals event at Queen Elizabeth School, open to all families in our community. Meals are being offered on several dates between December 22nd and January 2nd, including breakfast and lunch options. This initiative provides warm meals and community connection during the holiday break, and we are grateful to Hope Mission and the volunteers involved. Also, good news of Christmas concerts as we head back into the holiday season. I'd also like to recognize the many Christmas concerts taking place across our schools. These events reflect weeks of preparation by students and staff and bring families and communities together in a meaningful way. Thank you to our students, staff, and families for making these concerts such a special part of this season. Trustee Johnson.
Sorry, Chair Dorchester, the Hope Mission free breakfast services, do they accept help from?
They have a group of people that are already there and they've aligned with that. And so we also provide some support on some days with, if available, from MHCB, but it's all taken care of and they've sent out QR codes and paper copy to pre-register
Oh,
for
okay.
families. So it's all managed quite well.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Also, we've received 3 pieces of correspondence since our last meeting, 2 letters related to the upcoming Alberta Education System Review and were reviewed for awareness and context by us. The 3rd letter is correspondence from Aspen View Public Schools to the Alberta Electoral Boundary Commission, which was shared with the board as an information item only. No action or position is being taken by the board at this time, and that includes my report. And I will turn over to Superintendent Wake for a superintendent report.
Thank you, Chair George. Just a couple of good news items. First and foremost, good news, but a big thanks to the Business Services Department for following up with retro pay and so forth like that, coming out of the job action. It takes a lot of work. And you know, when you have departments of one in many places, that's even more so. So just a big, really appreciative for that, and that people are going into the holiday season with all things aligned. So great there, and good news item there. Also another good news item in Alliance, Chair Dorchester, with your Christmas concert messaging. It was just really nice to see some of our students taking on the MC of school concerts. And I think it's just fantastic to see student voice and being speakers in front of a group, because we all know that whenever you're speaking in front of a group, it can be very stressful. But the students have just done a fantastic job with that. So that's fantastic there. Timely here today as we're dealing with some very significant inclement weather, just with the purpose of a reminder for trustees and also for those watching around the AP 132 with inclement weather. You know, there's categories where we do have to cancel busing and thresholds. There's times when we have to close schools with blizzard conditions. And so, for example, today we are bringing in buses a bit earlier because the weather seems to be pivoting on us. 1 minute it's fine, and the next minute it's blizzard conditions. And yes, I realize blizzard conditions have a contribution of temperature too as well, but it's also regarding visibility and all that. So that's for information. Calendar update just for the board and for those. Everything's been updated on our websites and so forth. So I want to make sure people are there. I have 2 other items for information. One is regarding the minister's holiday greeting just being sent out to all the colleagues and boards across Alberta, just wishing everyone season's greetings and all the best in the upcoming year. And finally, for information, there was an expression of interest for the Complex Educational Needs Tribunal. And so they're calling for people to put their name forward to review the Special Education Act and so forth. And in fact, we have, as WRPS, we will be putting our division forward as wanting to be a part of that conversation with regards to complexities and ensuring that all things education stay grounded in inclusion and about opportunities for students. Attached is board actions and referrals, and that's it for my report.
Thank you very much. Moving on to upcoming events. We have a committee of the whole regular board meeting and a facility and finance committee meeting on January 7th. Education committee on January 14th. And then our second committee of the whole meeting, a regular board meeting of the month, and a governance committee meeting on January 21st. We have a school councils meeting on January 28th. All right, so if there is no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn? Trustee Lethbridge, thank you. Seconder, Trustee Johnson. All right, all in favor? Thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned at 12:11. Thank you, everyone.